Five-star ambassador, Miss Jonna Power. Give us a hand, everybody.
Hey, get on your feet for a second here, folks. You got some energy?
Well, hello, everyone.
Wow.
This is unbelievable.
Very exciting. Wow, I know there's still people coming in. Guys, if you've got chairs next to you, whatever, you want to raise your hand, let people know that there's an empty seat next to you. I know there's going to be people that are funneling in. This is absolutely incredible.
This is incredible. You said it, Mike.
Gosh.
All of you, today, I want you to remember this date. What is the date today? This is a date you will remember because it is the beginning of a journey that is absolutely going to revolutionize your life and the life of thousands upon thousands of people because of that ripple effect. That's what it's done for us, Mike.
You know what's interesting is I'm standing here, and when John's talking about what day it is, and write it down, make sure you remember it. At least, because 3 years from now. 3 years from now. The reason I say 3 years from now is because 3 years ago, it was January 9th in Atlanta, Georgia. We had an influencers meeting just like this. It's a leadership summit that we had just like this. 2010, January 9th. And there was about 50 of you in that room. And 3.5 years later, $1 billion in revenue, $1 billion in sales later, this is where we are today. What I want you to look around, because there's a heck of a lot more than 50 people in this room. Influential people sitting in this room right now from all over the country, coming together. If we did $1 billion in the last 3.5 years with 50 people sitting in a room, what do you think the next 3 years is going to look like? Is it going to be another $1 billion? I don't think so. Is it going to be another 2 or 3 billion? Probably not. What I want you guys to understand is what taking away from this particular weekend, knowing that we can look into the future, knowing where we came from the past, all I can say is that you guys are in a very, very, very exciting position. And I hope that you guys are ready for this. Are you guys ready for this? Yeah. We're excited to be here with you as well, to share as much experience as we can and over the last 3.5 years or so. And today is going to be jam-packed. But to get this thing really, really, really kicked off and get it done in right fashion, there's probably no better person to come up here and welcome you guys than the person that put this whole thing together. Without this individual, one, this company wouldn't exist. Two, the growth wouldn't exist. There would be no $1 billion in the last 3 years. There'd be nobody sitting in the chairs right now. There certainly wouldn't be any crazy guy with wild, weird hair and tattoos and Jonna with her big hair would be on stage.
It's the best 80s hair ever, except for not in 1983.
And we owe this guy, I'd say we owe him our life, but that would probably be cheapening that statement. And I hope you guys get a chance to get to know him the way we have, because you will learn to love him and you will be, you'll be inspired by what he's been able to do and what will be able to do in your lives over the next 3, 4, 5, 10, 12, 20 years. So guys, if you would please give it up, get on your feet for co-founder, global ambassador, the master, Mr. Nick Sarcola.
There's a couple empty seats all throughout the front row. I see 3 right here, 2 right here, 1 right there, 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 1 right there. So if you're tired of standing, there's like 20 seats in these first 3 rows. Please feel free to fill them in. And if they're late, guys, you got to give up the seat. You can't save it because we got 50, 60, 70 people standing in the back. How many of you guys had a chance to go through the office tour yesterday by show of hands? How many guys were like, holy cow, that's a serious office? I mean, we put a lot of time, energy, effort, resources into putting that office together, and we're going to go over it later. I think the bottom line is for you to understand that that office is a resource, and that office is a tool that's put in place to help you succeed as an entrepreneur with our company and with our business. How many of you guys want to put that office to work for you so that you can create a better and bigger business, right? Put that thing to work. So apologies for starting about 15 minutes late. Our early session with the ambassadors went wrong, but no, it didn't go wrong, it went long. It went pretty much the opposite of wrong, about as far opposite of that. Ambassadors, were you happy with what you went over this morning, yes? For the rest of you guys in the room, excuse our enthusiasm. There were some major rollouts this morning. You guys will actually be the second group of people to find out about them even before the rest of the company does. We'll be going over them throughout today. Today you're going to learn about our product education. You're going to hear from our head of our scientific advisory board, Dr. Michael Simon will be here. You're going to get a chance to hear from all of your Royal Crown and Global ambassadors, a few of the 5-star ambassadors. You're going to get a chance to hear from all 3 co-founders. You're going to learn about how to take your challenge, be successful with it personally, and share it with others. You're going to learn a little bit about our infrastructure of our company, what we put in place for you, where we're headed. You're going to get a chance to hear from our Chief Marketing Officer to hear all the resources and tools that are at your fingertips to build your business successfully, and what you really have underneath the hood. You're going to get a chance to have a game plan leaving here to know exactly what I'm supposed to do, step by step, word for word, to go make a 6-figure run rate income with this 90 days from now. You're going to get a chance to learn the basics of our business. And lastly, you're going to get a chance to learn, actually second to lastly, the key driver of our entire business model. And then lastly, you're going to have a chance to learn about how to be successful with our business utilizing social media, specifically Facebook, as a marketing tool for you through people that make 7 figures a year utilizing it as a tool. So we got a jam-packed day for you nonetheless. I think starting off today, I wanted to be able to set the tone a little bit because we do events all the time, right? For us, it's an event business. We go out there, we create a wave of people, and we put them in rooms, we teach them, we educate them, we grow them. And events for us are just continuing education. That's it. Continuing education. How many guys in your career, you're required by law to do continuing education, right? Wow, big chunk of you. And then how many of you guys, just for personal desire, always use continuing education, right? You're always learning, reading, growing. So, in our business, people plug back in to continue to grow, to continue to learn, continue to grow, to continue to learn. This is a different type of event for us. It's a little bit different type of approach because we've yet to do this with this many people at one time when we're launching 600 successful entrepreneurs, business owners, fitness professionals, teachers, coaches, pastors, just successful upper management people in their career, full-time networkers, so on and so forth, all one place, one time. I know what happens next. As Mike told you, we had 3.5 years ago, he said 50, it was about 65. We had about 65 people in a room that turned into 600 million in sales last year. This is 650 people in a room, and this is a sharp crowd. This is a sharp crowd. And I'm pretty sure what we can do with this group of people, should you have the same amount of desire, the same amount of focus, but here's the most important key word I can use, in my opinion, the same amount of coachability, if you will. Coachability, the ability to be coached. Not a technical term you'll find in the dictionary, but coachability. This is there's going to be 2 very large struggles for you guys coming into the room today. Struggle number 1 is that the more successful you are, typically the harder it is to coach you. Because you know so much already. The more successful you are, typically the harder it is to coach you. So one of the things that is necessary, it's required. In order for you to be successful at this, you have to say, okay, I've been a really successful teacher. I've been a really successful insurance, business owner. I've been a really successful fitness leader. Been a really successful ... fill in the blank. But I've yet to be a very successful 6 or 7 figure a year networker. I've yet to be a very successful 6 or 7 figure a year networker, which means we're going to have to teach you how to do that, which means you're going to have to submit. You're going to have to be, okay, teach me how to do what you guys have done better than anybody else has done it in the last 3 years. There's only been one company that created 800 six-figure earners in the last 3 years. And I don't mean in direct selling. Apple didn't create 800 six-figure a year earners the last 3 years. Google didn't create 800 six-figure a year earners the last 3 years. Even your biggest entities. Most of you guys don't even work for companies that have 800 six-figure years earners in it. And the ones that do, these are companies that have been around for 50, 60, 70, 80. They're some of the biggest companies in the world. So you've got to put this into perspective. We created 800 six and seven-figure year earners in the last 36 months. We're hoping to do another 1,000 or more, and we're hoping that 500 of them are in this room right now today. What do you guys think? It's going to require you guys saying, okay, I'm going to be a clean slate and open book to learn this model. See, we brought you here because you are the most skilled people. But we need to take your skills and apply it to this business model. Now, there are some of you in the room that have made 6 and 7 figures in the networking industry, but guess what? It's a new playbook. It's a new playbook. So for some of you guys, it's a new game. You switch from basketball to football. You switch from football to tennis, or tennis to golf, or whatever. It's a new game. You've been successful at one game. Now you must learn an entirely new game. Make sense? Say yes? Yes. The second person in the room that's successful networker is a new playbook. And I don't want to hear about your playbook that you ran in 1982 with so-and-so team when you won the championship 30 years ago, because nobody cares. This is the playbook that creates the most amount of points now. In today's day and age, in today's game, this playbook does. So submit. Submit. That's the number one or one of the two biggest obstacles you will come across today. It will not be difficult for you to sign people up on some shakes. That's not going to be hard for you. I have no worries. I have no worries. So here's the second most difficult thing that we face as a group of people today. Your level of intelligence. Directors that we were with last night, we talked about this, but I want to say it to everybody. Our business is simple. Simple, 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 and every day we try to make it more simple. You know, the reason why Apple exploded is because when Steve Jobs left and then came back and the company was a disaster. He ran it up, he left, the company crashed, he came back, they had hundreds of products. Hundreds. And he said, get rid of all of them but the top 10%. Get rid of all of it. Complicated, too much, just a mess. Get rid of all of it. And then he worked on these 10, 15, 20, 30 products, and he made them more simple, more simple, more simple, more simple, more simple. Apple's genius is simplicity. Apple's genius is simplicity. It's not complexity, it's what? Simplicity. Google's genius when they came into search was simplicity. A plain white screen with one box. If you can't figure out... Do you remember before that? There were pages with the weather and the this and the that. They were all home pages with a search bar. Everything was a home page with a search bar. Google said, get rid of all that with one bar, with a search, and if we want to really, really complicate it, we'll put, I'm feeling lucky. That's it. Every once in a while, when there's a holiday, they'll change the logo to match the holiday. Simplicity. Simplicity. The more intelligent you are, the more complex you make things, right? The more talented you are, the harder you'll make things on other people. So the second biggest thing we're faced with you as being intelligent individuals, is over-complicating something that's extremely simple. So here's the magic to any successful franchise and any successful networking business and our company, is you must learn to be intelligently stupid. That's what you must learn. You must learn to be intelligently stupid. One of the things that really smart people don't like about network marketing is they'll be sitting there going, how can this idiot make millions of dollars? The question is, are they an idiot or are they just intelligently stupid? That's the real question. Are they dumbing it down to the level of the average person? Are they making it so they're communicating to the grand majority of the people, not just the most intelligent of all intelligent people? You must learn to be intelligently stupid. Now, there was a guy who's done this better than anybody. And we're down. And we're back up. Okay. There's one guy that did this better than anybody. And for more reasons than one, I want to make sure that we do it better than him when it's all said and done. The guy who did it better than anybody is a guy named Ray Kroc. Ray Kroc took the idea from the McDonald's brothers to franchise these little burger shops out, called McDonald's. It used to be a guy who sold shake machines. That's ironic. The evil shake machines. He sold evil shakes to the McDonald's brothers, and then he took over their business model, franchised it out. $35 billion a year later, that's what McDonald's does. $35 billion a year later. And you look at McDonald's, when you walk in, which side of McDonald's is the drive-thru located? You mean you've never been to one where it's on the right? They're always on the what?
Left.
Always on the left, and in the middles, and I guess I have to go back about 15 years, but 15 years ago or prior, in the middle was like the little things you order off the big menus, and below it was like this chute where people fired stuff down the chute. And right next to the drive-thru, just behind that was the what machine? French fries. Some of you guys are like, I saw that this morning. That was your last day. That was your last supper. Right. You've been working on your before picture for quite some time. Savor it. Good. Hey, those of you guys with bellies, that's $1 million belly right there. It's going to make you $1 million with us. Okay. In the middle, they fire stuff down the chute, and then it was like their ice cream machine towards the middle right, and then there was a magical door to the right. And above the magical door had a sign, or was on the door, what did it say? Employees only. Nobody knew what went on behind there at McDonald's. The magical door was right there. And then there was 15-year-old kids who run a $35 billion a year operation. And here's what will kill you. They're not even the smart 15-year-old kids. So there's only one word that can quantify this, or that you could contribute this to, or tribute, that's the word. There's only one word you could attribute $35 billion in sales ran by 15-year-olds who aren't the smartest ones. And what's that word? Simplicity. Simplicity. And gang, if you can keep this simple, if you can be intelligently stupid enough to keep it simple for the average person, we're going to teach you some more advanced stuff. But at the end of the day, the model is simplicity, because you want to have tens of thousands of people taking your challenge and sharing your challenge, and not feeling that what you taught them was over their head. So, be coachable, keep it simple. Be coachable, keep it simple, and this will work like everything you've ever done. Do it your own way, and make sure everyone knows how talented and smart you are. This will be the most frustrating thing you've ever done in your life. Because nobody can do what the most intelligent person can do. Everyone can do something that's simple. So with that, we're going to get this kicked off. We're going to start by going over the challenge itself. What are some of the products? You're going to hear from our head of our scientific advisory board, who is the chief wellness officer of one of the largest health systems in the world. He's the only guy to graduate he's the first guy in the history of the University of Michigan, which is a very prestigious university, to graduate with a degree in human nutrition. He invented the major of human nutrition at U of M. Then he's now the chief wellness officer of Henry Ford's here in Detroit. And you're going to hear from him in about 30 minutes. Prior to that, you're going to hear from two lovely ladies. They're easy on the eyes and easier on the ears. No, easy on the ears and easier on the eyes. I can say that. One of them's my wife. They're extremely successful. They're both seven-figure-a-year income earners with us. One of them was a successful business owner. Prior to joining our company, she had multiple daycares. And the second one, my wife, was a top 1% of all pharmaceutical salespeople in her company for her region for 9 years. And they are now the two of the top females in this company. Please get on your feet. Welcome to the room, in front of the room, Royal Ambassador Ronald Lucero, Global Ambassador Rick Ashley.
excited that we get to start off with product. I will give you a disclaimer. When Nick was talking about people being intelligently stupid, that was very difficult for me when I first started. Being a self-professed nerd coming from the pharmaceutical industry, I wanted to research everything and I wanted to know everything. And I actually went out and talked to people on my list the first couple of weeks about the amazing mitochondrial DNA deletions in the ViPack. And I couldn't figure out why everybody was not interested in coming on board, but why they were running from me, right? So luckily I had a sponsor grab me and pull me aside and said, Ashley, sweetie, you gotta dumb things down. Because you're talking over people's head and nobody really cares about what you're talking about. All people want to see is before and after pictures and have someone get excited about something. So that is my advice to you guys today. Before we get into this product information, don't leave here trying to be an expert before you walk out the door. We still learn about the products every single day.
Yeah. At my highest weight, I was 203 pounds. And that was after my third child. Anybody a mom in here, a parent in here? Dad's gained weight too when mom's pregnant. And I knew that I had something amazing with this company and this product because it completely went out there and changed my life. As Nick said, I ran daycare centers and I was trading my time for money, business owner, very successful. Everybody in town knew me. And but I just, I didn't have any time and I just wanted to be that stay-at-home mom. And within a couple of years, in this company, I was able to become that stay-at-home mom. And it's because of this company. So let's talk about the challenge. I love the challenge. And you guys all recognize this young lady right here. Have you all seen the overview video, right? You should. Yeah, now I'm talking about Ashley right here. So Ashley,
awesome byline.
What's the challenge?
Well, guys, bottom line, the challenge is very, very simple. You either, take the challenge to lose weight, or you take the challenge, to gain muscle and get in better shape. So it truly is for everyone. The greatest thing about it is you get to participate in $47 million a year and free product prizes and vacations. That is a very, very big deal for people because it's sort of like the carrot. Because not only do they get to look better and feel better than they ever have, but they also get a chance to win a lot of cool stuff, and we'll talk about that in a minute.
And you guys, leaving this weekend, you're going out there and promoting a challenge, right? You're on the challenge. Are we all on the challenge? Yeah. We're on the challenge, right? So you're either going to lose weight or get fit, put on some lean muscle. So make sure that you know that that's what we're doing. So you're gonna set that 90-day goal. Has everybody set their goal already? I mean, if you're on the challenge, you probably have already set your 90-day weight loss or fitness goal. You have to know what that is. And then you're gonna select from those 5 kits. So when you're going out and showing everybody and you're sharing the challenge, you're promoting the challenge, they're gonna select that kit. Everybody selected their kit? Say yes? Yes. Yes? Okay, and then you have to enter to win. You cannot win the challenge and all those prizes and all the amazing stuff we're gonna go over with if you do not enter. So challenge.com or enter.vi.com is how you enter.
A transition that many of you leaving this room today have to be prepared to make is the transition that Nick was talking about when he said the stuff that we're teaching you guys now is burn after reading, right? So you're literally gonna have to go on your brain and push delete. Because leaving here, you're not selling an opportunity any longer. I know that's difficult for very successful people. It was for me too, because the people that we hang out with are interested in making money. They're successful individuals. Right now, you are going consumer focused when you leave this room. You are not going out there, and talking about money and how much money people are going to make and that anymore. So delete. Now you're going out there and talking about the challenge. In order to effectively do that, would you guys agree, raise your hands, that you have to be on a challenge, right? People can see phonies. They know when you're not actually doing it. That's just incongruent, right? So you have to be able to go to somebody and say, hey Rhonda, I'm so fired up. I just found out about this 90-day challenge. My personal goal is to get this baby weight off and look better in a bathing suit than I ever have to prove to the world that I can do it. Have you heard about the challenge?
No.
Oh my God, you ever heard about the challenge? All right, here, check out my website. See, that's a normal conversation. So you're switching from going out there, right, and getting people on that call, and now you're switching to challenge mode. So you've got to delete that, and you've got to leave here and be able to have that simple conversation. Why, guys? Because the people on your team need to hear you say that, because they're going to start saying the same thing. If you've never done network marketing, I promise you one thing. They're going to do what you do, and they're going to say what you say. So leaving here today, delete, you're now promoting the challenge first.
Right, okay, so set your goal. In the very beginning, mine was to lose 10 pounds, and I went out and lost 23 pounds, so obviously you need to lose a little bit more weight. Or run a marathon, do jiu-jitsu, I don't know, there's different things you can do, but it all revolves around that 10 pounds of weight loss, right? 68% of Americans need to lose weight, so set that goal. And then you're gonna select a kit. Oh, I love all the kits, those are amazing.
So we're going to talk a little bit more in detail about these kits. Next slide. The balance kit is sort of the please leave me alone, I will buy something kit. Okay, I'll buy something. Just give me the balance kit. No, truthfully, this is probably for those folks who just need one shake a day, that don't eat breakfast. We've obviously got some other options for breakfast now. I'll talk about that in a minute. Next slide.
And then the shape kit, obviously 2 shakes a day, you guys, this is for weight loss, or some people use it to put on some lean muscle, have that shake after you work out. And really, it is great because it does save you money on your grocery bills. Anybody ever spend more than $100 on 60 meals? Hello, I drop that on sushi once a week. So, you're saving people money on their budget by getting them on a shape kit for 2 shakes a day.
And the next kit is the core kit. This is really for folks that need maintenance, right? Maybe you've hit your challenge goal, you went from the transformation kit, which we'll talk about in a second, and now you're maintaining that weight loss. Switch right over to the core kit, okay? The core kit, if you want to keep things really simple, here's how I remember it. It's the only kit with a BiPAC in it. You can add on any of our products, any of the kits that you want to make your perfect kit. But this is the only kit with the BiPAC, and we'll talk about the science behind that in just a minute.
And then we've got the transformation kit, and this is really the kit that people lose the most weight on. And this is all of our challenge winners actually have been on this one as well, and it really does support your metabolism. It's got the appetite suppressant, which I absolutely love, and the fat burners and your energy drinks. So for maximum weight loss, it's the transformation kit.
And I want to nerd out just a second. Ron is like, Ash, don't go there. Nerd out just a second. On our transformation kit, this is where most of our studies were done on the actual transformation kit, because it's those 3 components that really have, I'll call it a synergistic or a combining effect on your body to make you lose weight faster and keep it off. And those 3 are that fat burner, the metabolism, which is the metabolism burner, and then you've also got the little stuff you put in your drink. It does not taste, it's odorless. I'll tell you guys right now, if you're somebody who wants to see the weight come off fast, it's really intelligent to use an appetite suppressant, right? The goal here is not to get people to not eat, right? But the goal with the appetite suppressant is to get you to make smarter food choices when it is time to eat because you're not starving. An average of 10 to 12 pounds per month on that transformation kit. If people ask you, am I going to see weight loss in the shape kit because of the 2 shakes a day in replacement of a meal? Absolutely, but that is because of calorie reduction. But when you get a hold of this transformation kit, that's where it gets crazy and that's where it gets exciting, because you do have those 3 components working together to get that weight off faster. So if you've got people long term, because guys, right now you're talking to influencers, but long term you got to be able to have a difficult conversation and say, hey, listen, don't be cheap on yourself. When it comes to what you put in your body, put the best in your body. And if you need to lose weight like yesterday, that's the transformation kit. If you're going to save some money somewhere else in your life, do it somewhere else. But if you want to see results now, get on the transformation kit, and you've got to be able to have that conversation, because you want people to see results in your team, guys. It will create crazy momentum for you, for those before and after pictures that you can brag on with people on your team.
Yeah, and it truly is one of our best kits,
Yes.
obviously.